President Biden was one of many Democrats who said Cuomo should resign and was asked about that yesterday.
How would you assess his 10 and a half years as governor of the state?
In terms of his personal behavior or what he's done as a governor?
What he's done as a governor.
I thought he's done a hell of a job. And I mean, both on everything from access to voting to infrastructure, to a whole range of things. That's why it's so sad.
CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe asked that question, and he joins us now. Ed, good morning. Good to see you. So Governor Cuomo continued to deny wrongdoing even as he announced his resignation. So why step down now?
Because while he continues to have this legal fight ahead of him, Vlad, this political fight was just unwinnable for him. We had learned in the last 48 hours or so that while a majority of the Assembly was ready to move with impeachment, virtually all of the New York State Senate, Democrats and Republicans, was likely going to vote for his removal, whether that happened in a few weeks or a few months, or if the vote had been taken this week. He knew that, and he knew, as he said in his statement, as he announced his resignation, that it was something that would just be dragged out for too long and turn out to be too expensive for the state. But also, by removing himself now, from the political fray at least, he may be thinking that it reserves his ability to get back into it one day if he's somehow able to get out from under this legal fight.
You know, you and I talked about this yesterday on CBS and our 24-hour digital network. What happens next? He's got 2 weeks before he effectively leaves office. That's
right. He's got to transition, obviously, now between when he leaves, and he has to prepare for a legal fight. If anything, he's probably going to face civil suits. And there are a handful of district attorneys in the state who are reviewing the attorney general's work and trying to sort out whether or not there's going to be a criminal case. So, you know, watch what he does in the next 2 weeks in terms of getting ready for his successor. Does he do anything to help her? And I know a lot of people in Albany will be watching to see whether he's got some other plan, either to help himself or to do something in this 2-week period.
All right, he will be replaced by Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul. It's history in the making. She becomes the first woman, first female governor of the state of New York. What do we know about her?
And not only the first woman, but for someone who's an upstate New York native, I can tell you people all across the state intrigued by the fact that she'll be the first governor not from New York City in about 100 years. She's from Buffalo, Erie County. And as you said, the first woman, someone who has traveled the state and keeps a pretty aggressive travel schedule, all 62 counties every year, knows a lot of the Democratic Party insiders and players, but has never been in a position to really run something this large and this important, the state. So she's going to need a lot of help from legislators who are ready to support her. And we're told that President Biden will probably speak with her in the coming days to try to offer his support. But certainly history in the making. And she's going to have to think immediately about next year when she, if she wants to, could be on the ballot to seek a full term.
Ed, quickly before we let you go, when you look at the governor's legacy now, and it is tied to this, it is also the things that he did, how will people remember his time in office?
Well, I mean, there were a lot of things he did. Obviously, the pandemic. You talk to people in Albany or across the state, they say he did a masterful job of keeping the state safe and dealing with the situation and serving as a tonic to many people compared to the federal response, especially in those early weeks and months. And they credit him with, you know, a lot of major infrastructure projects across the state. They're rebuilding LaGuardia Airport. They've rebuilt other parts of the state as well, and he tried to buck up the economy. But you take his behavior in this situation, his alleged behavior, plus a host of scandals over the last several years, and they said it was time to hold him accountable.
All right, Ed, thank you very much.